Are you a coach, a healer, or a service based entrepreneur who desires to call in more amazing soulmate clients who are excited to work with you, who are like, take my money, girl, who feel like you're long lost BFFs, who get the most amazing results, who rave about their results and celebrate them with you? Is that you? Because that's possible in overflow when you do the things that I'm going to share in here. We're going to dive into the secrets to attracting amazing soul aligned clients in a way that feels really easy for you, natural for you, and authentic. Now, before I dive into all of this, I want to share a little bit of backstory on my own journey, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and the things that I've learned in between that have supported me with exploding my impact, reaching people from all around the world, and growing a six-figure business. I started my coaching business and spiritual boss babe brand back in 2016, 2017. In 2016, I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to bring people together that were similar to me, heart centered, entrepreneurial, spiritual women. And I wanted to share my wisdom, the lessons that I've learned, and the things that have supported me on my own journey to support them. I barely made any offers in that first year, partially because I was nervous. I was afraid of selling things and felt weird and awkward. And also partially because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted that to be just yet. So I spent the first year basically building my community. In 2017 was when things started to take off. My community on Facebook blew up, Instagram, my podcast started really growing exponentially. My income skyrocketed. And I basically stepped into a new reality. And there has been a lot of things along the way, the ups, the downs that happened that have supported me in a few ways. Number one, supported me in coming more into who I am and owning my gifts and really clarifying my message, and have supported me with really dialing in my offers, who I'm serving and supporting, and how I can best serve them in the highest possible way. I believe the entrepreneurial journey is a spiritual journey because it does bring all of our stuff up, our insecurities, the doubts, the fears, the everything that we are meant to work through so that we could be more in our truth and power. So I invite you to just embrace the entirety of the journey. There is no rush to get to a finish line. There is actually no there. There's only here and now, and who you be and what you do right here, right now counts, because you're always going to be reaching new goals, reaching new milestones, expanding your impact. You're always going to be growing and evolving as a person. And your business, your mission, your work is going to grow and evolve with you. And so you're always going to be expanding. So embrace the entirety of the journey. And at the same time, know that it's possible to experience massive quantum leaps. So, the first secret to attracting amazing soulmate clients, this is something that I have been doing since the inception of my business. It just got clearer and more concise, is to show up consistently and clearly communicate your message and the value and power of your work in a way that really lands for your people. And this might take practice. I actually have a lot of different programs and stuff around this as well, like really dialing up your content and message. But the main thing is going to be consistently showing up, being like on top of that on a regular basis, however that looks on whatever platform. Does this mean you need to bend over backwards and constantly be in creation mode and not have enough time for yourself? No. Does this mean that you need to be posting reels 5 times a day and be in all the places? No. This means that you need to find what consistency feels good, like what it looks like for you and how it feels for you, because people are different. I know some people who get a little triggered by the word, you got to be consistent. They get a little worked up about the word consistency. And honestly, it really is the key. You've got to be consistent. You've got to keep showing up, even when it doesn't look like it's working, and ask yourself better questions that support you in clarifying your message and really being more of your authentic self online and with your work. So I've been showing up consistently since day one, since before I had people in my audience, since before I knew what I was even going to offer, since before I was making money, while I was working a couple side jobs. I always showed up consistently. I shared from my heart. I shared the things that have supported me. I shared things that I was excited and lit up about talking about, and I started to pay attention. I started to pay attention to what other people were really resonating with in what I have shared. I started paying attention to what questions they had or what they had to add to the conversation or what they were going and I started to use that information to share more direct and dialed in things through my content. And I started to use that information to clarify the different offers and ways that I was able to support people. And I started to realize things that I knew and skills that I had had that I didn't realize until other people started pointing it out, pointing out things that they didn't know or that they wanted to know more about. And I got to see, oh, okay, there's a little gap here that people want to learn more about, or that I know that I could support them in this way because I had this experience or I went through this thing that they are now going through. So, consistency and clearly communicating your message is one of the key secrets to attracting amazing soul aligned clients who really vibe with you. This is going to allow you to call in people who are resonant with your energy, people who are going through something similar that you have gone through, people who have a similar drive, similar values, similar passion and goals and desires. And it's going to be a better energetic match the more clear and authentic you are in your communication. And that is a whole nother thing, which takes practice. I didn't know how to clearly communicate my message and the way that I spoke on video or the way that I wrote in my content in the very beginning. I let it flow, I had fun with it, and I got more dialed in. I got better at it the more I did it. So you are going to notice, and maybe you already are noticing this for yourself, that you are becoming more clear the more you show up, the more you share, the more you open your channel, the more you express yourself, your work, your message, your offers. This is going to also come from your own confidence and embodied wisdom. So take inventory of all of the things that you've experienced, all of the skills that you've acquired, all of the wisdom that you've gained, and what you're most excited to talk about, to share about, to support other people with. Take that into consideration and also be really, really into communicating directly to that one amazing dream client. You need to really know that person like the back of your hand. You need to really know what are their biggest desires, what are they going through, what goes on in their mind, what is their personality like? What kind of person are you speaking to? What are they interested in? What do you know that they are still working on or working through that you know that you can support them with? The better you know your person, that dream client, the one that you are just so excited to work with, they're so excited to work with you, the better you know that person, the easier it's going to be also to let them be your muse for your content. I like to say that I am my own muse in the sense that I source inspiration and stories from my experience that other people could see themselves in when I share. And I also use my clients as muses or my potential clients that I'm speaking to in my content as my muse because I know what they're going through. I've done a lot of I've worked with a lot of people over the years. I've also done a lot of market research over the years, and I understand my people and what they're going through. And I'm constantly even getting more clear about that because I want to be of highest service and use my gifts and abilities in the highest possible way to support the people that I'm supporting. So, consistently showing up, clearly communicating your message, dialing into your dream client and speaking to them is one of the main things that's going to attract your people. Okay, so the second thing is all about you and your energy. If you know me, you know I talk a lot about energy and embodiment. Your energy and who you are being behind the message that you are sharing, behind the offers that you're creating matters so much. Because you could do all the strategy, you could do all the showing up, but if you don't feel congruent within yourself, you don't feel in integrity, if you feel like imposter syndrome taking over, if you continue to doubt yourself and spiral into all of that, or you don't see your work in a high light, it's going to be energetically felt, or it's not going to create that energetic magnet between you and your people. So, elevating your own personal vibration is going to be a major thing for you when it comes to attracting amazing soul aligned clients. You want to feel really good within yourself. You want to feel really good about your work. You want to feel really amazing about the people that you are supporting. And this comes from elevating your vibration and being your most magnetic self. This comes from confidence. Confidence comes from action. This is why I say you got to start putting yourself out there and going bigger and bolder even before you feel ready, or even when there's fear present, even when there's doubt present. I still showed up even when I was scared, even when I was nervous. I still showed up even when I had doubts creep in. I still was consistent. I still showed up. I still shared from my heart. I still pushed my expression edges. So you might not always feel ready. It might stretch you. And in fact, it should, because that's how we grow. But the more you stretch and push your expression edges into sharing more authentically, the more magnetic and impactful you will be, and the better you will feel. So, this again also takes practice, but it comes down to how are you treating yourself? What are you doing for yourself on a regular basis that makes you feel freaking awesome? How are you taking care of yourself? What are your personal practices? How are you embodying what you teach, preach, and believe in? How are you embodying the things that you are supporting other people with? All of this stuff matters, and all of this stuff elevates your congruency within yourself and the energy that emanates from you when you are sharing your message and when you are sharing your offers, because people can start to feel that more deeply, that you deeply know what you're talking about, that you deeply care about supporting other people, that you are the best product of your work in the world. Some of the ways that I work on my vibrational frequency, I have different practices that support me in really connecting to myself each and every day. Every morning, I have a whole practice where I tune into myself. I meditate, I journal, I move my body, I do a lot of mirror work, because I believe that the more connected we are to ourself and our power, the more powerful our work will be in the world, the more tapped in we will be to divine intelligence that is wanting to stream through us in the most powerful way, the greater our intuition will be, and the more magnetic we will become, because we will be in our heart versus our head. So do something for yourself on a regular basis that allows you to tap into the energy of joy, of abundance, of gratitude, and of really feeling anchored into your power. And you best believe that all of this is going to support you with attracting more amazing soul aligned clients. It's called alignment: action, trust, and alignment within and without. The next thing is to see yourself already as massively abundant, to see yourself as already the leader who is serving thousands of people, millions of people, whatever it is for you around the world, to see your work as world renowned, amazing, wildly transformational, to see yourself as the person behind this vision, to see yourself as the channel, the conduit who is bringing through this amazing work, this amazing message, this amazing modality, practice that helps people transform their lives. When you see yourself as the abundant leader who is in her heart, who is shining her light, who is capable, worthy, and willing to lean into her edges, to make the bold moves, reality starts to reflect who you are being. So consider how you've been seeing yourself and your work. Have you been seeing it in a disempowering light? Have you been questioning yourself? Have you been downplaying your genius? And how can you start to see yourself and your work in a more higher light? Maybe this is something you want to journal on. If you put yourself in the shoes of the version of you who is already making a massive impact, who's already making 6, 7 figures in her business, who's already speaking on stages, all of that stuff, how does she view herself? What does she believe about herself? How does she feel about her work? How is she showing up on and offline? Take these things into consideration. And this is how you know where to work on and what actions to start taking to support you in collapsing time and calling in the amazing people who are meant to work with you. And last but not least, own your gifts and your zone of genius, as in, own what you do best, the thing that comes naturally to you. And if you're like, Steph, I don't know what that is yet, I guarantee you it is there just waiting to come to the surface. But you've got to start opening your channel more, showing up more, and that will be reflected to you through the people that you're serving, through how you feel with certain things that you offer and you share, through maybe something that a mentor or coach reflects to you, and you'll start to see it. Sometimes we don't see our zone of genius or our greatest gift because it comes second nature to us. It's like so natural to us that I like to say a lot of times we experience the curse of knowledge where we know something so well, we've been doing it so long for ourselves that it's just like second nature. And we don't realize that other people can deeply benefit from that information or that support or what have you. And so that will come out the more you show up. And if you do have an inkling or you know what that is, and you just haven't fully owned it yet for whatever reason, it's time to really own it and ask yourself what's been keeping you from really stepping into it. Usually it's the fear of what other people will think in some capacity. That's usually what it comes down to. But you're not doing anyone a service by not owning your gifts and your zone of genius. Once you start to do that and have more fun, literally doing what you do best, literally doing what comes natural to you, you will become magnetic to the people that are meant to work with you, to the opportunities that are resonant for you, and so on. And when you own that, you need to be tunnel vision focused. Don't pay attention to anyone else. Just be committed to yourself, your message, your work, and the people that you are here to serve. If you want me to share more content like this, let me know what questions you have below in the comments. Or if you're ready to dive deeper with me in some capacity, check out the show notes. You can either join me inside of the Vibe Club membership, which is all around elevating your vibration and going from doubting yourself to your next quantum leap. Or you can join me in the next round of my Star Power Mastermind, which is all around being seen, blowing up, and embodying your innate magnetism and gifts on a whole nother level. I'll leave the details for you below. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.